One of my favorite times of the day, just before the sun comes up. Bright and early in the morning. It's about, I don't know, 5:45 or so. Welcome back to this episode of In the Garage. We'll be back on this 57 Chevrolet. We're gonna be finishing up a little bit of body work on the passenger side of the car, getting it ready to prime. And we've got a few other things we got to take care of on the front, but I'm gonna bring you right along with us. Welcome to this episode of In the Garage.
Flowers and pennies, float 'em high. There is water, they're eternally dry. In time it will smother me, yeah. And all my life it was free.
As you can see, we got the driver's side of this thing primed. We got the roof primed, and I'm sure you're noticing the different colors. This is, I added a little bit of tint to the primer on the very last coat of primer on the roof, some blue, and added some red to the last coat on the side here. And that is that's a little trick I learned from an old timer years and years and years ago. It's sort of like a built-in guide coat, because the sealer is one color, the first coat of primer is another, and then your final coat of primer is this pink and blue that you see. That way, while I'm sanding, when I see the color changes, I know where I'm at. And cheap and easy to do, and I've been doing it on big jobs like this anyway. I've been doing it for a long time, and seems to work out pretty good. So probably something I'll just continue to do. Let me flip you around, get a little problem we got. Now, if y'all will remember, several episodes ago, we had to rebuild the front of these things. And one or the other, I'm not for sure which, I think this one, there was enough here to make a template. And I thought that would work for the passenger side, but it did not. This is those panels I put in, a couple of weeks ago. I finally found on the internet. Those things are hard to find. This panel here, really, really hard to find, and they bolt in so many different places that I wouldn't dare try aftermarket panels. Never get them to line up. But it did show me a little boo-boo. So I've got to, at some point, maybe in this video, maybe not, I've got to at some point make a template, because this bolts farther down around the bottom of this corner, and the bottom bolts to this panel, and as you can see, there's not enough metal there. So before I pull the inner fender off, I've got to make this template and get all the sealer out of the way. Well, this is actually primed too, so I got to get all the sealer and primer out of the way and add that piece in here. So just a little boo-boo. I'm sure that's not going to be the final boo-boo I find. I did finish up some body work over here. I still have just a slight low spot right here, so I've got to fix that. I've got this edge down through here is not in as good a shape as I want it to be, so I've got to finish that. And as I was finishing up the block sanding on the door, I found a little dent right there that I've got to fix. And that may be all on this door. And then on this one, I've got, I gotta use a different part of my hand here. Yeah, right up through here. I've got a low spot right there that I need to take care of. And then, of course, we're gonna finish up and make sure this is in good shape. This is where, if you haven't seen that video, you need to go watch it. That's where we had to split this all the way up through here and bring this quarter panel in, bring this area here out. So I will finish up and make sure that this is in good enough shape to put our primer down. As a low spot right there. So we'll be taking care of that. I don't think there's anything else on this quarter. I think I got the majority, and maybe right there, the low spot. Might go ahead and snatch that up while I'm at it. I was thinking about going ahead and priming the hood. I don't really see anything that would stop me from doing that. Where we dropped it, if you haven't seen that video, go watch that, where this sucker slid all the way off the top of the car. And that was a big boo-boo. But we got that took care of and got it primed. So I would need to finish sand that. But I don't think anything is stopping me from priming the hood. I could probably go ahead and do that. The deck lid. Oh, this deck lid. If you haven't seen the early videos, this deck lid was the first body panel that I went to work on. And this thing was rotted out all the way down through here. And this whole skin had separated from the inner panel. So this section right here, from about here to here, is all a patch panel. It's either this side or this side. I'm not for sure, but one of these is a patch panel that goes all the way across half the bottom. And there's still some leveling to do. It's in pretty good shape for the shape it's in. But it needs a little attention around these tag bolt holes. And maybe a little attention right here. Right there is a low spot. Up here, the only low spot I found, I went ahead and fixed a couple of weeks ago. Got that took care of. I don't believe there's anything back here where we welded this new panel in. I think all of this, I went ahead and just stayed on it till I got it done. So I think all of this down into this junction here and this junction yonder is all in good shape. So I think that's ready to prime. Like I said, this is going to need a little bit more attention and it'll be ready to prime. But I'm going to set you down, set you up, get you a good front row seat, and we'll see if we can't finish up the majority of the body work over on passenger side. Well, it won't be long now. Looking out towards the east. Well, east-ish. East is more that way. But you get what I mean. Alright, we're going to get a couple of these spots all at one time. And we're not going to be using Bondo. We're going to be using this icing. These are extremely light and the extremely light as far as depth. The truth is, the majority of it would probably come out with fill-in sand primer, but we'll go ahead and ensure that we don't have a problem. So I'll get enough to do all three of the spots all at one time. Go ahead and get them knocked out. This stuff is very, very, very thin. Much thinner than Bondo. Matter of fact, you can take this stuff and mix it with your Bondo and thin it out and make it easier not only to spread, but easier to sand as well. This stuff is very easy to sand, but it's not meant for anything deep, if you know what I mean. Just not real happy with this area right here. So we'll see if we can get that cleaned up. Right there. That took care of. We'll let that set up, and then see if we can get them knocked out. Let's see what we can get done. thoroughly enjoy doing. I mentioned earlier in the video, and I did figure it out, from about here, about, oh, yay wide, all the way up to somewhere in this region is a patch. From here all the way up to about here, this outer skin had released from the inner frame, and all of it had to be stitched back together, and this down here and up this way were so bad that I basically just had to cut sheet metal and patch that in. But what we were left with is this edge, and if you can see all of these little pinholes down through here, this is where I had to set and tack and tack and clamp and tack and clamp and tack and clamp and tack all the way down through there to put this skin back down. So now we're left with that crappy edge. So now I gotta fix that. This around the tag bolts I was talking about earlier actually just really needed some more block sanding. So I got those straightened out. There is still a little divot right here that I have to deal with. And the same for this edge goes for this down here. So what we're going to be doing is basically filling this in and then cutting it loose and lifting the deck lid and sanding it back flat. That's going to get our nice edge back. Same up here. I don't enjoy doing this part of the bodywork, this I don't know, this tedious crap, but it has to be done. It cannot, you can't let that go. Just can't do it, man. All right. You can see I got my drip channel taped off. Keep the filler from getting down in that channel and just creating more work. Let's see if we can get this thing open. I've got a 25-pound weight sitting on top of this thing to keep it down and flat where it's supposed to be. Hopefully that works. Let's go get some hardener. Alright. I want to mash it down in there. The whole goal is to create our new edge. Now, consequentially, if you're wanting to make absolute beautiful flat panels in between each one of your gaps in your panels, this is how you go about doing it. but I have no interest at all in that. To me, everybody is different, and I get it. Everybody is different. But to me, when you have absolute perfect flatness in between all your panels, it just looks fake to me. Don't get me wrong. I want the level of my panels to be right. But when you use bodywork to do that, it just, like I said, to me it just looks fake. It's too perfect. And I don't have a whole lot of interest in that. And number one, on top of that, is the fact that when you start that, you better pack a lunch, because you're going to be here a long, long time, because that is a never-ending journey. What we'll do, we'll take a knife and we'll come in here and go ahead and cut this away from the quarter panel. The sun is beating on it, drying pretty quick. That way when we pop the hood for the deck lid, this will release. And hopefully we won't have no trouble busting our brand new bodywork loose. Alright. Let's go ahead and unload this and see if that deck lid is going to open, which it did. That's good news. Go ahead and pull all of our tape off here. Now we'll let that set until it gets good and hard, and then we come in and block this good and flat. And hopefully that will fix our edge. Let's get block. Go ahead and bring this in where we know it needs to be. See, I'm not extending the panel out, so I don't have to leave a bunch of Bondo out here hanging off this edge. You don't want to do that anyway. So it's not like I'm trying to straighten out a panel. So I don't really have to worry about my gaps. I can really sand all the way back to the panel and be just fine. That's actually what I want to do, is sand all the way back to the panel. And hopefully the bottom of this crap, just like that, will break on off. And that'll reduce a lot of the sanding I'm having to do.
I am looking out my window, and I wish that you were here, sitting tall for a little while. Well, I know you couldn't make it, and I know you really care. Sometimes I can be in denial. Started as friends, but we grew closer. Now I'm loving you more than I ever did. You know they say that absence does make the heart grow fonder, because the longer I'm gone from you, girl, the closer I get.
Look at what we got. Get it to focus. Every one of those little pinholes are gone. Smooth as silk. Absolutely smooth as silk. I like that a lot. And that's what we're gonna have to do down here. This is, boy, this is ugly. This is ugly. But we're gonna do the same thing there. Now, if you notice, I took most all of this bodywork out. It wasn't needed. So got rid of most every bit of that. But we filled in what we needed to fill in. We made a good rounded edge. All those pinholes are gone. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Sorry you guys missed that part. Putting this in, I done it the same way I did that over there. My phone and the sun did not get along, and it overheated. But we're back. We can get this thing dialed in. What we're going to do on this one, this panel was not super good and flat, so what we're going to have to do on this one is sand a while and check, and sand and check, get our gap, because we're going to use the body filler for our gap, unlike the side over there. Pull this tape off and check the gap, see how far we are away. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Well, ladies and Germans, that ain't half bad. If I do say so my gall dang self. Alright, I'm gonna get this finished out. And like I said, I've got a low spot right here I gotta take care of. We still gotta fix some of this. And we'll carry on to proceed. Alright, so we've got to get this down in here leveled out. So we got a low spot right there. Got a low spot. Where you at? Right there. We got a low spot right there. And then we're going to finish this spot right here. So we're gonna get some gunk mixed up, see if we can get all this to one good surface. Really want this section super good and straight. It's big and flat, and it's a spot that's really seen, so I want to try to get it as good as I can possibly get it. But I'll get some body filler mixed up, and we'll see what we can do to remedy that little problem. All right. Now, you guys have seen me do this before. If you'll take some fiberglass resin, you'll add about 15% of that to your body filler. That will make life so much easier on you when it comes time to spread and sand. It flows so much easier. Nowhere near the pinholes. Some good stuff. You ought to give it a try one time. Just see what you think about it. Just see what you think about it. You might like it. You just might. Ooh, see how good that spreads? And you can put it on really thin because it spreads so well. See how transparent it is up there close to the top. We're going to do the whole bottom side. And yes, those of y'all who are subscribed to the channel and have been for quite a while, y'all recognize this spreader. I have caught some flack. Don't knock it till you try it. You want to talk about a time saver when it comes to sanding? Don't knock it till you try it. Yeah, that should get us. Yep, I like that. All right. I'm gonna hit this real quick, see if I can get this little tacky shell off real quick. This right here is what I'm talking about. Get that stickiness off the outside of it before we hit it with our new sandpaper.
Baby, where have you been? It's been a long time since we were friends now. Yeah. And I wonder how long it's gonna be till you leave again. Leave again. You know the tide of tulips and acid rain have been your home away from pain now. And I wonder how long you're gonna survive, knowing things will never be the same. Be the same. Her liquid memories fade away. Remind her of that day. But she is strong enough to take that ride. She lifts up one of her wings to let me by her side. take that ride. She lifts up one of her wings to let me by her side.
Man, that's finer than a frog hair split 3 ways going uphill backwards in low gear with his headlights on. I'll just tell you right now. We got rid of our low spot that was here. Got rid of our low spot that was here. The one that was here and the one that was here. And I'm actually thinking these are stamp marks from where this panel was stamped out, because they were pretty much identical, same sort of little low spot. Got rid of our low spot here. Got a really nice transition. I mean, that feels really, really good. Our body line down here looks phenomenal. Nice and smooth. Maybe a little sharper on the original, so I might have to sharpen this up a little bit, but we can do that with some sandpaper. But man, turned out pretty dang good. So I'll do a little bit more, you know, feeling around, make sure there's nothing else. And the back of this thing will be ready to prime along with the hood over there. It is done. I still have this area down through here, and I'm gonna have to touch up a little bit, but everything else is in good shape. I covered that earlier in the video. Don't believe there's really much of anything left to do. Now the plan is to go ahead and get the whole car in primer, and then we'll block sand the roof. And if block sanding makes me happy and there's nothing left to touch up there, it will be ready for paint. And it's getting close to the time of year to do it. And so we'll get that painted, and then we will tape it off and be done with that until we're through with the rest of the painting. But I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, this thing is, as far as I know, from the initial block sanding to the third coat of primer, this thing seems to be really, really straight. Other than the rust, if you'll go way, way back, other than the rust, this car was not in bad shape. Had a lot of rust, a lot of pitting, especially the roof. The roof was nothing but pits. That's all it was. But the car itself is pretty dang straight to be 60 whatever years old it is. And while it is a ton of work, I have worked harder on less vehicle. So but if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Don't cost you a dime, no commitment. Leave me a comment. I haven't had a comment in a minute. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the whole situation. And like and share. And till next time, y'all go do some work.